May the mercy of Almighty Allah come on us so that it is possible on the part of us to reach our targeted goal. And this discussion, what is being delivered by me and Madrasa students, Madrasa teachers, Maulanas of this country, and different level students of different sector and section, obviously who are interested to deliver your speech on the especially on Islam. Of course, you can know this information. By this COI, it is possible on the part of you to become a expert and sagacious. At first, I would like to discuss with you one thing that you are getting, that is called Hazrat Idris al-Islam. Hazrat Idris al-Islam, I should share with you one thing. He used to observe his Roja throughout the whole year, and Allah sent for him Iftari. In the time that curiosity came in the mind of Azrael Islam, prayed to the court of Almighty to get permission to meet with Hazrat Idris al-Islam, and he also wanted to make friendship. One day he came, taking the permission from the court of Almighty. Allah permitted him. Open the Quran, know everything. I am not telling any wrong sentence. The person is the Maulanas of this country who deliver your speech throughout the whole world. Of course, you can just get lot of justice information, thought, conception, ideology, philosophy, psychology, and skill. You can develop your skill properly and perfectly, because a Christian community of the world and on the person whose language is not Bengali, your speech will not be understood by them. So, Mr. Maulanas, including students of the throughout the whole country, the candidate person who are BCS candidate is for special service, candidate is especially for different purposes, different thought and conception. All of you may get fruit from my discussion. Idris al-Islam came. Where? Idris al-Islam especially, that is called not Idris al-Islam came, Azrael Islam came, angel of death. Angel of death, of course, there is getting a gentleman is especially about whom I need to speak with you, that I listen especially this thing from a religious minded person, and that man used to, just to say, observe his Roja, was very holy man. One day he got up especially a bit early before Fajr prayer, and he came to a mosque. He noticed that particular mosque was locked under key. Then he went another mosque. In the time of his crossing road, he noticed a very handsome person, and who was in white dress. Who are you? He exchanged salam. Who are you? Let me know about you. Then and there the man said, I am Malakul Maut, angel of death. After it is especially the man said nothing, but especially the person, his profession was he was a professor of different colleges, including Edward College and other colleges. He especially asked explanation of this especially action, what he noticed. He was very holy man, though he was professor especially in colleges, but he was very religious minded person. And he said, Maulana, Mr. Maulana, what is the meaning of this special action? He said, your death is near your hand, so take preparation. And if you especially have any kinds of transaction with anyone, complete this action, thus you can get it. Within a week, of course, this particular person, within a week he exchanged especially his greeting, took adieu from his wife, children, kith and kindred, other person, of course, according to the dream, and he became ready for death, started to read Kalama. From that is the very date of death, when he met with Azrael Islam, this particular person, of course, after a week he departed from the world. It means he was very lucky person. Another saint, I should share with you something, who was performing his Amal and Ibadat. Azrael Islam especially came to mosque. He said especially that is called, O Saint of Allah, yes, I have come to take your soul, I am angel of death. He came in good dress. but you have some time, especially that school at hand. If you are interested to take a due from your kith and kin relative, you may go. After it, he said, no, I do not wish to go to my family member. I'll, that is called, especially accomplish my ablution, Ojo. Then I will contact with my Creator Almighty Allah. After this and that, he especially did this section. Later on, when his 2 rakat of prayer was over, especially a child is especially sleeps at the lap of mother. Similarly, the saint of Allah slept, especially his soul was taken from his body, that the especially saint did not get any pain, because especially he was absorbed in the name of Almighty Allah. But Idris al-Islam was at home. Al-Islam knocked at the door. Idris al-Islam, are you at home? Yes. Who are you? I am angel of death. I have come to meet with you. Have you come to meet with me? Yes. But since Idris al-Islam was prophet of Islam, he hadn't any fear like us. Then and there he said, welcome, welcome, Malakul Maut, welcome. You may take especially the risk. My soul is without any objection. Idris al-Islam said. But Hazrat Islam said, Mr. Idris, don't be afraid. I have come not to take your soul, but to make a friendship with you. Does special angel make any friendship with men? মানুষের সাথে কি আজরাইল ইসলাম কোনোদিন বন্ধুত্ব করে? Does special Azrael make any friendship with men? মানুষের সাথে আজরাইল ইসলাম কোনো বন্ধুত্ব করে? What do you mean and what do you tell? তুমি বলো কি? আপনি কি বলেন? What do you tell? After this and that is yes, there are some reason. What is the reason? You observe Roja throughout the whole year. Allah sent for you iftari. Therefore, that is called interest grew in my mind to make friendship with you. Idris al-Islam said, since you have come to take what my soul, there are conditions. If you can't fulfill I am agreed to die. You need to take my soul. আমার আত্মা নিতে হবে, তাহলে আমি তোমার সাথে বন্ধুত্ব করব। Islam said, it is impossible task for me. Without the permission of Allah, I cannot perform this task. I cannot take the soul of anyone. Permission was given. ঠিকই যেখানে যাক না কেন, তার কাজটা হলো ধান থেকে চাউল বের করা। আজর ইসলাম এখানে আসছে বন্ধুত্ব করার জন্য। তিনি তারপরেও ইদ্রিস আলাইহিসসালাম বলতেছে, আমার আত্মাটা নেও তো, বের করো তো, দেখি মৃত্যুটা কেমন লাগেটাকে, মৃত্যুর স্বাদটা কেমন আমি একটু দেখতে চাই। অফকোর্স ইয়ার ইজ গেটিং Harvard might be the students of this country who are reading in different classes under different special sector and section, and including who are interested to become international orator Maulana, who are interested to go abroad different countries of the world, who are interested to take highest degree in Islamic activities and action, who are interested to become a scholar of Quran. You may just get many information from this peace of mind. And I am interested to know the test of death. When permission was given on that time, Idris al-Islam's soul was taken. আত্মা নেওয়া হলো। Idris al-Islam was trembling like a leaf of a tree. গাছের পাতার মতো কাঁপতেছে। আর আবার যখন আত্মা দেওয়া হলো, ইদ্রিস আলাইহিসসালাম কাঁপেন কেন? কাঁপতেছেন কেন? কী হয়েছে আপনার, এত কাঁপেন কেন? আজরাইল জীবনে এত কষ্ট পায় নাই, তুমি আমাকে আবার জিজ্ঞেস করো আমি কেন কাঁপতেছি কেন? তুমি আমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করো আমি কেন কাঁপি, তুমি বোঝো না কত কষ্ট পাইছি? তুমি তো খালি আত্মাই নাও, তুমি তো আর বোঝো না মৃত যন্ত্রণা কাকে বল, আমি তো বুঝে গেলাম। However, might be one condition is over that will you or that is called fulfill my second condition. তুমি কি আমার দ্বিতীয় আবদার পূরণ করবে? What is your second condition? That you need to show me hell and heaven. After it, Idris Salam justice especially was taken is to show the hell of Allah. He noticed every hell. He came to heaven. There is a biggest boundary. Azan Islam said, go quickly, come soon. তাড়াতাড়ি যান, শীঘ্র আসবেন। আই এম বিজি অ্যাঞ্জেল, আপনি তো জানেন আমি কত ব্যস্ত ফেরেশতা, আমার 1 মিনিট কোনো অবসর নাই। Especially that is called 24 hours I am to perform my duty and responsibility. I do not have any rest. After it, however, Idris Salam especially looked, of course, he became charmed, astonished. যেদিকে তাকায় সেদিকে তিনি খুব অবাক হয়ে যান। এত সুন্দর করে আল্লাহ বেহেশত বানিয়ে রাখছে। হঠাৎ সিমেটলি তিনি চোখ নাড়তে পারেন না, যেদিকে তাকান সেদিকে তাকিয়ে আসেন তো তাকিয়ে আসেন। ইন দি মিন টাইম স্পেশালি আই শুড শেয়ার উইথ ইউ ওয়ান থিং দ্যাট ইউ আর ইজ গেটিং। হোয়াট ইজ দ্যাট ইজ Idris Salam is looking in the from the corridor of especially heaven. Of course, he could not enter into original heaven, because at first Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will enter, after his ummah will enter, after it especially that is called Prophet of Islam shall get his permission. Azrael calls Idris Salam, oh Mr. Prophet of Islam, Idris Nabi, Idris Salam, please come quickly. I am very busy angel, of course, don't especially waste your time. Idris Salam especially said, Kullu nafsin jaikatil maut, you have taken my soul as once. Are you interested to take my soul second time? তুমি তো আমার একবার আত্মা নিলাই, নেও না, নিচ্ছ। তুমি কি আবার আমাকে আবার আত্মা নেবেন নাকি? আমাকে যে নিয়ে যেতে চাও পৃথিবীতে, তাহলে তুমি মনে হয় আবার ডাবল করে আত্মা নেবা। একবারই তো যথেষ্ট, একবার যে কষ্ট পেয়েছি, আমি কি আবার সে আত্মা দিতে চাই তোমাকে? Allah said this in the Quran, the person who will enter into the heaven of Allah, Allah will not make them out from the heaven. আল্লাহ যদি কাউকে বেহেশত দেয়, আল্লাহ বেহেশত থেকে কাউকে বের করে দেবেন না। And I am Prophet of Islam, I did not do any mistake, but I visited the hell. I have come at the corridor of heaven. Why do you disturb me? নবী মানুষ, আমি তো কোনো পাপ করি নাই, নবীদের পাপ নাই, and especially so I visited hell. I am interested to enter into heaven, staying at the corridor, barandaয় আছি, and why do you disturb me? Allah especially notices came Azrael Islam, go back to your own work, তোমার কাজে তুমি ফিরে যাও। It was his luck, এটাই ছিল তার ভাগ্য, in which he would reach especially at the corridor of heaven. Idris Salam is staying at present, that particular is the place, dear listener. Adam Islam, of course, I should share with you something. Sapadisi Maz in his life, then pray to the God of Almighty, of course, God is forgiveness. Last and final, both of them is when they came. Adam Islam, Islam, of course, one of them is was thrown, of course, our neighboring country, India. Another person was thrown, Mahal Islam, Jeddah, and Adam Islam is Sri Lanka. But probably Angel is advised is especially him, probably, but actually Maulana, Mr. Maulanas of this is the country. I am not Maulana, I am not Islamic scholar. I discuss his consult many points for the betterment of a student, so that is our student is may know lot of information, lot of thought and conception. So he especially that is understood this matter. It is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whose name I noticed. When Allah gave especially that soul to whom? To this is the particular is the person name Adam alayhis salam. Adam alayhis salam প্রশ্ন করলো, আদম নামে সর্বপ্রথম আমায় তুমি বানাইয়া তোমার সাথে কার নাম লেখলা রাখিয়া? আল্লাহ জবাব দিলেন, বন্ধু আমার মোহাম্মদ গো আমার সাথে জড়িত, যাহার সৃষ্টি না হইলে আসমান জমিন না হতো। Adam Islam is understood this matter. Of course, it was too late. 350 years disappeared. Mahal Islam, Adam Islam especially came together, prayed to the God of Almighty. When I opened my eyes, I noticed especially a name, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I thought I understood this matter in too late, that This particular person is especially very nearest and dearest person, friend of you. For the sake of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, forgive us. Baba Adam al-Islam, our father of all mankind, Muhammad al-Islam, or is he forgive him, they began to live together. Misfortune also justice came from this family. First is murder started. Habil Kabil, of course, in action is, therefore is the world in which we live, we cannot get full pleasure, happiness and joy, merriment, peace and tranquility that Adam al-Islam is God had, 900 is especially 30 years, but suffered is mass, of course, 300 is 50 years. Both husband and wife could not meet together, of course, there is getting in each and that, of course, him and misfortune started. So the students who are in frustration, the persons who are in frustration, different is especially personality, this and that, of course, there is getting. You must not be upset, you must not suffer from frustration, you must not have any kinds of disappointment, because I should share with you something. The world in which we have come, it is a temporary visit, and in this world we cannot resist it. So, by being frustrated is especially I noticed in the period of coronavirus, many students of our country, including especially varsity student, because of this frustration, many students of this country committed suicide. But I will request all the students of this country from grassroots level to higher level and other is the person, different is especially personality, I should share with you something. Please don't take any step if to commit suicide. কেন আত্মহত্যা করবেন আপনারা? আমাদের জন্য তো নির্দিষ্ট ডেট আছে, চলে যেতেই তো হবে। তো নিজে নিজে আর মরে কেন আল্লাহর কাছে আমরা পাপী হব? দরকার আছে কি? দরকার তো নাই। You speak today or tomorrow sooner or later, Azhar Islam will knock at the door of us all. And we shall have to just go, leaving all kith and kin relative is the nearest and is the dearest is the person. And why are you doing this action? My student is special, dear students throughout the whole country who are reading in different classes. তোমাদেরকে বলবো, তোমরা আত্মহত্যা করো না. Don't especially commit any suicide. For staying is throughout the whole country, of course, because if you commit suicide, the suffering. Open the Quran, know the Hadith, know information about the especially that punishment of committing suicide, and you may think about the position of your parents. Whatever is might be, ঘুমন্ত মানুষকে ঘুমের থেকে জাগানো যায়, আর যে না ঘুমিয়ে ঘুমের ভান করে শুয়ে থাকে তাকে জাগানো যায় না। তোমরা তো বুঝো, বোঝার পরে যদি তোমরা এই কাজটা করো, তাহলে এখন এখানে আমার আর তো কিছু বলার থাকবে না। I have nothing to say because especially it is a totally personal matter, of course you are getting. So don't damage your especially earthly life, don't damage the next world, of course we have come to this world for short visit. Suffering of Ibrahim al-Islam is started though he was tested, especially at the age of 10, thrown into the burning fire, came out after 14 days. Not a single hair was burnt from the body of him. Told especially that is called Pharaoh. Namrud is, of course, there is getting Namrud. Could you burn anything, any hair from the body of mine? You couldn't. So why do you show your dandyism? তুমি কেন বাবুগুলি দেখাও? Why do you show your dandyism? Why you are so proudy, moody, greedy, haughty, etc.? And you have become especially God of so many especially person. Man cannot be man's God. But why do you make speech statue? Do they know how to speak? If they do not know how to speak, why do you adore them? Do you get any benefit? And you wanted to especially kill me by burning. As you took decision to teach your people and public of this country, could you especially perform this task? Allah justice especially that is called said to fire, don't burn not a single hair of his body, even electron proton. Fire, be quiet and calm, be quiet and calm. ঠান্ডা হয়ে যাও, আবার এত ঠান্ডা না যে কষ্ট হয়। অফকোর্স there is getting more than especially this and that very comfortable place he was walking there on in the burning fire of Namrud, of course especially like a prince. Namrud is from the tallest building. Notice Ibrahim al-Islam was working in the fire. Inside fire was a blazing. This in that, of course, especially the flame of fire was touching the sky, touching the mountain is the peak. Of course, it is getting. The whole country became, especially is full of smoke. Public became very afraid whether their houses will be burned into ashes. In the and that day, of course, Namrud is started fire. Allah Justice especially gave permission to fire. Have you burned your burning capacity? Why don't you burn Ibrahim al-Islam? Burn him, especially burn him into ashes. আগুন, তুমি কি তোমার দায়কে শক্তি হারিয়ে ফেলেছো? Fire, have you lost your burning power and burning capacity? Fire said, Namrud, be careful to say something. And especially, I would like to say, especially in my own language, Fire wanted to tell Namrud, I am interested to pluck off your tongue from your mouth. And in the and that day, and interested to distribute this particular tongue of you among the fox and dog. But especially, who am I to especially burn Ibrahim al-Islam? Allah said, not to burn. Don't you believe? Have you thought, I have become, like ice cream? Have you thought, I have become, like ice cream? Of course, it is getting. Obviously not. I can burn the whole world within the twinkle of eye, but I cannot burn not a single especially hair of Ibrahim al-Islam body. If you disbelieve me, come to me, or let me come to you. Namrud especially two leg while trembling, তার দুইটা হাঁটু কাঁপতেছিল। বুকে কতটুকু সাহস আছে তো চিন্তা করে নেওয়া যায়। প্যালপিটেশন স্টার্টেড ইস ইন্টারনালি, ধরপাকড় শুরু হয়ে গেছে। অফকোর্স ইট ইজ গেটিং। who wish to die or who wishes to die? কারা মরতে চায়, কে মরতে চায়? দুইটা বাক্য শিখতে হবে এভাবে। who wish to die, কারা মরতে চায়, who wishes to die, কে মরতে চায়? Of course there is getting, but these sentences are correct, not incorrect sentence. And especially Fire said, if you disbelieve me, come to me, I shall show you, and otherwise let me come to you. তুমি আমার কাছে আসো, আমি পড়তে পারি কিনা দেখাবো, অথবা আমি তোমার কাছে আসি, তোমাকে পুরে সাইকাই করে ফেলবো আমি। I shall especially that is called of course I shall burn you, I shall turn you especially into a piece of, not a piece of, a sack of especially ashes, এক বস্তা ছাই বানায় ফেলবো তোমাকে। Namrud became very sad and he said, Your Excellency, Your Majesty, I know you have burning power. Please don't come to me. I believe you. You have burning capacity. Then you are not burning Ibrahim al-Islam because Allah did not give you permission. For this is the reason you are not burning. Welcome. In the period of Lut al-Islam, of course, I should share with you something. Public is especially very few people accepted Islam. And on that is the time adulteration started in the wholesale rate and various kinds of perverted connection. That is getting. Next, and nudity section continued on that is the particular time, and especially that is called the especially non-believer. Allah destroyed the non-believer in this period, and what happened? I will try my best to discuss. Nuh al-Islam is, of course, Lut al-Islam is the wife did not accept her husband as prophet, and she could not be Muslim. Nuh al-Islam especially had 4 sons. First son accepted Islam, is 3 sons did not. 3 sons accepted Islam, of course, there is getting. First son who was 300, 200 is especially that is called hand. 3 অর্থ হলো তিনি ছিলেন কত গজ? 160 গজ, অর্থ 320 হাত। নূহ আলাইহিস সালামের ছেলে, প্রথম ছেলে। And especially 1 son did not accept Islam, 3 sons accepted Islam. His wife did not accept Islam, of course there is getting Nuh alayhis salam, and this particular is the lady and departed this world without being Muslim. And to ill-fated is the lady, we can notice one of them was Lut alayhis salam, especially wife. One of them is Lut al-Islam is your wife. Another person you are is getting Noah al-Islam is your wife. If person is disfavor any person, of course, is getting, in spite of being prophet is your wife, prophet is son, they cannot accept Islam. It is extremely sorrowful matter, painful matter, this and that, Lut al-Islam is God Hayat is more than 1000 years. Noah al-Islam is God Hayat is more than 1200 years. In this time, their wives is God long time is especially to know their husband, but husband is especially that school did not apart from this task, of course, there is getting. But about is might be a especially greatest saint of Islam is I should share with you something. His murid one day said, Huzur, that is called as excuses him, us, forgive us. We are interested is especially that is called to do one thing, what thing? We are interested is to take food is at your own house and we shall is especially perform all the shopping. আমরা বাজার করে আনবো হুজুর, আপনি যদি একটু রান্নার ব্যবস্থা করেন কাউকে দিয়ে। Yes, let me wife especially ask my wife. He especially this saint of Islam, of course, asks his wife. This is told is by my supporter, by my supporter. আমার মুরিদরা এই কথা বলে, তুমি কি বলো? Yes, I got no objection, but there is no fuel. জ্বালানি কাঠ নাই। He came to especially forest, of course, especially managed fuel. By managing his fuel, especially he bounded a biggest bundle, বিশাল বড় মাপের একটা বান্ডেল তৈরি করছে। After this and that, he especially stood, that is called as he prayed to the God of Almighty. আল্লাহ চিৎকার করে বললেন, আল্লাহ আমার খড়ির বোঝা রেডি হয়েছে, বাসায় পৌঁছানোর ব্যবস্থা করেন। অল্প সময়ের মধ্যে দৌড়ে চলে আসছে একটা বাঘ। উইদিন ইস শর্টেস্ট ইসি, আল্লাহর সাথে সম্পর্ক ভালো থাকলে সাথে সাথেই দোয়া কবুল হয়ে যায়, বেশি সময় লাগে না। আল্লাহর ওলিদের দোয়া কবুল হয়েছে। If we have a good connection with Almighty Allah, this and that, if we want this, whatever we want good thing, we'll be able to get to see this thing properly and perfectly without any delay. Then tiger especially became is ready, and this saint is especially, of course, set the bundle on the back of it. পেটের উপরে তুলে দিল। বাঘ তো আর কথা বলতে পারতেছে না, বাঘ তো ওলি আল্লাহর সাথে কথা বলতে পারতেছে না। After this and that, especially that is called tiger is Holy Allah was walking is in front of the tiger, and this particular that is called is especially tiger was following him. He came home. Tiger entered the room, not room but house. Into the house, বাসার ভিতরে ঢুকে গেল বাঘ, and he threw all the justices disciples could understand this matter about the power and position, about connection of this particular lowly with Allah. কিন্তু দুঃখের ব্যাপার হলো ওনার স্ত্রী ওনাকে মানত না। ওনার স্ত্রী ওলি আল্লাহ বলে মানতে টানত না। মুরিদদের খাওয়া দাওয়া উনি করালেন, রান্না ঠিক মতো হয়ে গেল। এবার এশার নামাজের পরে বললেন যে আমি একটু নামাজ পড়তে যাব। I shall have to go to mosque to say my prayer. I am especially আল্লাহর ওলি, তো it may be a bit late, একটু দেরি হতে পারে। তো মহিলা ভাবতেছে স্ত্রী যে তুমি প্রতিদিনই আমাকে বিরক্ত করো, অনেক রাত্রে মসজিদ থেকে ফিরে আসো, আজকে তোমাকে মাইরা ফেলামো। মহিলা মনে মনে সিদ্ধান্ত নিয়েছে, এবং খুবই জেদি মহিলা, রাগ আছে, খুব প্রচণ্ড রাগের আগে। হারে মাইট বি অফকোর্স অলি মানুষ আল্লাহর ওলি জিকির করতে যে উনি এক জগতে হারিয়ে যায়, সেটা হলো কোথায়? মহান রব্বুল আলমিনের দিকে। ঘন্টার পর ঘন্টা চলে যাচ্ছে, রাত 12টা প্রায় বেজে গেছে। মহিলা আর দেরি করে নাই, বিশাল বড় মাপের একটা ডিশ নিয়েছে হাতে। এই ডিশে রান্না যেগুলো হয়েছে, অনেক তো রান্না যেগুলো হয়েছে, সমস্ত জ্বলন্ত কয়লাগুলো তিনি এই ডিশের মধ্যে নিচ্ছেন। আল্লাহর ওলি আসলে মাথার উপর ঢেলে দিয়ে ওনাকে বিশাল সাজা দিবেন ইচ্ছা করছেন। তিনি কখনো বিশ্বাস করতেন না, মানতেন না আল্লাহর ওলি হিসাবে, স্বামী হিসেবে মানত না। আর আল্লাহর ওলি তো দূরের কথা। আপনাদের মধ্যে দেখেন কিছু কিছু পাবেন, মনে হয় পাইতে পাবেন কি না জানি না। আর যারা এরকম আছেন তারা আমার ভিডিও শুনলে আমাকে আবার গালাগালি করেন না। যে প্রফেসর সাহেব কয় কি বলে কি আমরা এরকম করি নাকি, আপনারা কী কীরকম করেন বা না করেন সেটা আমার ব্যাপার না, এটা আপনাদের ব্যাপার, আপনাদের হাজব্যান্ডদের ব্যাপার, আমার কোনো মাথা ব্যথা নেই। আমার ভিডিও যারা শুনতেছেন, যারা ভাববেন যে আমরা কি আমার স্বামীর সাথে এরকম আচরণ করি, আমি আপনাদের কথা কিচ্ছু বলবো না, কিছু বলতেছি না। বলতেছি হলো যারা স্বামীর সাথে খারাপ আচরণ করে, আল্লাহর ওলি আসছে, ময়লা বুঝে গেল, দোতলার থেকে ঢেলে দিল প্রায় 8 থেকে 10 কেজি জ্বলন্ত কয়লাগুলো মাটিতে পড়লো, ওনার মাথায় পড়ছে, মাটিতে যেগুলো পড়লো, মাথায় যেগুলো পড়লো, প্রত্যেকটা আগুনের টুকরা হয়ে গেছে বিশাল বিশাল মাপের সুন্দর গোলাপ ফুল, লাল টকটকা গোলাপ ফুল হয়ে পড়ল। উনি মহিলা এবার বুঝতে পারছে কার মাথায় আমি কি মারলাম রে, কার মাথায় কী মারলাম। এবার মহিলা স্বামীর পা চেপে ধরে বলতেছে, হে আল্লাহর ওলি, আমি কয়লা হয়ে তোমাকে চিনলো আর আমি তোমার স্ত্রী হয়ে চিনতে পারলাম না, এটাই আমার সবচেয়ে বড় দুঃখ। আমি মাপ চাচ্ছি তোমার কাছে, আমাকে মাপ করে দাও, মাপ না করলে পা ছাড়বো না, পা যে ধরছি পা ছাড়বো না। তখন তিনি বললেন, ঠিক আছে, তুমি যেহেতু তোমার ব্যাপারটা তুমি বুঝতে পারছো, আমি তো তোমাকে কখনো কিছু বলে টলে নাই, আমার মতো আমি চলতাম, তোমার মতো তুমি চলতাম, যাক তুমি ভালো হয়ে যাও, whatever is might be you are forgiven, ক্ষমা করে দেওয়া হয়। And this particular is a lady, of course you know, who was is she waiting, is she taking what a dish of is especially burning is a coil, জ্বলন্ত কয়লা, and he wanted to murder her husband, স্বামী মাইরা ফেলামো, প্রতিদিন এত রাত করো। After this and that, especially this particular is a lady threw this particular is a burning especially coil, and all the burning is the coil turns into red rose and fall down is especially, that is called, some of them is fall down on his head, many of them is fall down is especially to the ground, all of them became is turns into very beautiful is the flower. The lady repented is shedding tears and said, what kind is wrong I have is done to my husband, and especially coil of oven, chular coil of oven could recognize my husband is especially, but I could not recognize him, so I did is wrong, I beg pardon. And this disciple is especially decided to take food at this is the house of Allah Ruli saint, and said, Hujur, excuse us, pardon us, if you permit us, we are interested to say something. Yes, you are permitted, Hujur, we are interested to take our food, we shall perform all the shopping, we will also cook this food, we know how to cook, since we have been staying with you, then we need your permission is only whether we should go to market for the purpose of just shopping. Then this Oli said, yes, let me come meeting with my wife, discussing with her. Oli Allah জানে যে স্ত্রী বদমেজাজ, যদি বলে যে বিরিয়ানির পাতিল তোমার মাথার উপর তুলে দেবো, তখন তো মান সুলেমান সব চলে যাবে। বলতে হতে পারে যেহেতু বদমেজাজি মহিলা, ইল টেম্পার্ড ইজ দি লেডি, দিস অ্যান্ড দ্যাট, অফকোর্স খটেপার্ড ইজ সি মাইট বি। ইল টেম্পার্ড শব্দের অর্থ হলো অল্পতে রেগে যায়। আপনারা যারা অল্পতে রেগে যান তারা অল্পতে রাখবেন না, রাখলেন তো ঠকলেন, সন্তানদেরকে মারবেন না, মারলেন তো ঠকলেন, ওরা ক্ষতিগ্রস্ত হবে। আপনি এরকম এই বয়সে কম বেশি ফাঁকি দিতেন, আপনারা যে ফাঁকি দেন না তা না, কম বেশি এই বয়সে আপনারা ছোটো বাচ্চাদের মতো ফাঁকি দিতেন। এখন সন্তানের মা হয়ে গেছেন দেখে এত মারপিট করেন, মারবেন না বাচ্চাদেরকে। ডোন্ট স্পেশালি বেট ইউর চিলড্রেন, অফকোর্স এর ইস গেটিং, ওরা তো নিষ্পাপ, দে আর ইনোসেন্ট ইস দি পার্সন, অ্যাজ ইনোসেন্ট ইস সি অ্যাজ দি অ্যাঞ্জেল। আফটার দিস and that especially the saint said, yes, my Begum has permitted you may just go for shopping purpose. Then the wife of that saint said, there is no fuel at home, therefore you may collect. Then and there he went to just nearest forest, taking the axe, কুড়াল হাতে করে চলে গেলেন। হি স্পেশালি কাট অ্যান্ড collected a lot of fuel, bounded with rope. After this and that he said, বিশাল মাপে চিৎকার করে বলল, আল্লাহ, ও আল্লাহ, আমি কাঠ সংগ্রহ করে ফেলেছি, বোঝা বাঁধা হয়েছে, আপনি একটা জিপ পাঠান বহন করার জন্য। এই বাঘিনী তার বাচ্চাদেরকে নিয়ে দুপুরে আরাম করতেছিল। তার যেখানে বসবাস করে আকাশ থেকে নির্দেশ আসলো, বাঘিনী তুমি যাও আল্লাহর ওলির বোঝাটা নিয়ে দিয়ে আসো। When this order is came, then in their species this particular is বাঘিনী, I mean tigress, আপনাদেরকে বাঘের স্বভাব বলবো। বাঘ ক্ষুধা পেলে তার বাচ্চাকে খেয়ে ফেলে। মনে রাখবেন, বাঘ ক্ষুধা পেলে তার বাচ্চাকে খেয়ে ফেলে। বাঘিনী ক্ষুধা পেলে তার বাচ্চাকে কখনো খায় না, কারণ পেটে রাখা, প্রসব করা, লালন পালন করা কত কষ্ট সেটা তো বাঘ ভালো জানে। তাহলে বাঘ যদি এত কষ্ট করতে পারে, আমাদের মায়েরা আমাদের জন্য কষ্ট করছে। এজন্য আই উইল রিকোয়েস্ট স্পেশালি দ্যাট ইজ কল অল কাইন্ডস অফ জেনারেশন হু আর স্টেইং লিভিং ইন দিস সোসাইটি, রেসপেক্ট ইউর মাদার, রেসপেক্ট ইউর মাদার, রেসপেক্ট ইউর মাদার properly and profoundly. Whatever is might be, you have understood this thing is about the autobiography of this is a particular saint who collected is especially fuel, whose fuel or reached is especially that at his own house, and the particular is the tigress bore it, bear bore born, bear bore born in intonation. Whatever is might be, Musa alayhis salam especially this and that crossed his life. He suffered his mass we cannot deny. And before it is, I should share with you something about Nuh alayhis salam. Nuh alayhis salam especially that is called is probably in his period, probably near about 40 people accepted Islam. Nuh alayhis salam is become reluctant, angry, and said, Allah, punish them, since they do not obey any command of mine, that are not interested to obey me, to obey you, to perform a special Islamic task connection. Whatever they like, they are doing, and they are performing into Islamic task connection. Therefore, Allah, I wish to ask their punishment. This prayer was granted. Allah said, yes, make a justice kisti. Of course, there is getting biggest ship I should share. After it is especially water will come. Thus the people of you, so and especially from every just species, প্রত্যেকটা প্রজাতির থেকে you can take is one, প্রত্যেকটা প্রজাতির থেকে একটা করে একজোড়া করে তুমি নাও, যেন পরবর্তীতে বংশ বৃদ্ধি পায়। From especially every sector and section, of course here is getting, you may take is one, and so that especially later on is their children would be able to come to this world from this system. Same system is of course after it is especially Nuh alayhis salam did this section. Nuh alayhis salam came to his son especially accepted. Probably one son accepted, is 3 sons did not accept, or it may be my wrong is especially probably 3 sons accepted, 1 son did not accept. But if I do wrong is in this section, I beg pardon to you all, I forgot. But he went to his wife and said, I've been passing with you for a long time, more than 900 years. More than 900 years we have been staying together, but you know me very well. I know you very well, but probably you do not know me. For this reason, still now you did not accept Islam. I should share with you one thing, Allah will keep water, and in this and that day all the especially that is called disbeliever will be destroyed. Disbeliever is a kafir mistake is will be destroyed is totally, absolutely, completely. Therefore is I request you to come with me and at the ship of mine. Whatever is might be, I need to share with you something. The wife said, no. One his son especially, he said, my dear son, I am your father, I am not other. I am your father, I am not his other. She is your mother, she is not other. So especially that is your mother is not agreeable to accept this, especially my invitation. She rejects. So are you not interested to obey me? Are you not interested to obey me? But his Nuh alayhis salam son said, no water will come. From where water will come? Disbeliever, of course, started this especially various kinds of this ugly information to the earth, yeah, years, yeah, can, and no water will come. It is especially false story, of course, it is getting, but later on, is water came. It continued to see 40 days. All non-believer is died. We are is getting, and from every sector, every creature of is Almighty Allah, only one pair is came. In this is a particular ship you are is getting. Remaining the rest is all of them is breathe their last their own by drinking is water. Was it ever possible on the part of Nuh Islam's wife to survive? No. She also drank water, drinking, swimming, coming on the justice special hill, coming on the mountain, climbing the biggest tree. His especially her only one son is did this same action. Both mother and judges, is especially that is called his son died is of course by drinking is over and excess is water. Whatever is might be, and I should share with you something. My special mission and vision is one to teach you all in this section about human suffering. I consulted something about human suffering today. By the boundless mercy of Almighty, I will try my best to discuss human suffering again to understand you one point this and that. The world in which we live is neither a paradise nor heaven. We cannot expect to get heavenly happiness. May Allah be gracious on ourselves. Thank you very much.